Hello. Hello, my name is Cindy, and thank you for coming to this video. We are doing a live video right now, and just wanted to give an update to some of my faithful viewers. Got a lot going on here. This is my little spot that I've been teaching in. Oh, I was looking for my dino. These are my teaching dolls for VIP Kid, and this is my backpack that I got. I can't remember how I got that, but something through VIP Kid, which is a company that I work for. A few years ago, I worked quite a bit more, and things change. It's actually teaching kids in China how to speak English. And this is my dino, and the company had lots and lots of teacher friends, and the 2020 thing happened, and we kind of dispersed a little bit. I went into in-person teaching after that, and I actually did this as like a part-time job, and then during 2020 I did it full-time, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the teacher community that we had going on there, and I loved working for this company. Yeah, they were, I don't know what year it was. I think it was maybe 2017 that I got into it, and I kept seeing ads for teaching online, and I thought maybe I could do this. And all I needed was a 4-year college degree and speak English with a American accent. And also, what else do you need? Well, we had to get a certificate to teach English, as a second language. And they were helpers all over YouTube and helpers everywhere. We all helped each other get the job. And I can just remember being in the side room and learning all this new stuff like TPR, and TPR is total physical response. So you're giving motions, you're using props, and you're helping the kids learn to speak English, helping them pronounce words correctly with the Native American accent, which is kind of interesting because sometimes you teach kids that have been taught by a Southern person, with a Southern accent. So you have kids that live in China that have a Southern accent, because of their teacher. That was kind of fun. So it was a really fun job. So this summer I said, I really want a part-time job. I didn't know what I was going to do. The thing I loved about the VIP Kid is you get up early in the morning, you do a few classes, and then you have the rest of the day to yourself. You also could teach Friday night, Saturday night as well. I have a friend that lives in town, and I think she said she gets up at like 4 a.m. and she teaches several classes. That's all she does for work now. It's like a part-time job. No gas expenses, no mileage on your car, and it's just really fun job. So this summer I opened some slots, and I was actually getting bookings, not fully booked like I was before, but several bookings, and I would say I was making about $100 a week, which I thought was better than a sharp stick in the eye, as my dad would always say. But last week I went on a vacation, so I didn't teach really at all last week. And this morning I got back into it with 3 classes, and school is coming up, so I won't be able to teach as much online as I was. But yeah, so I have a full-time job at a Christian school about 40 minutes from my house. So I drive to school every day. I have one more student that is going to graduate high school. So out of my 13 kids, one more to go. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know when I'm getting my certificate for, you know, meeting that challenge. I don't think there is one, but I'll have to do something special for myself because I think it's a pretty amazing thing. So, yeah, I have a lot of things going on in my life right now. And last week, I was saying that I went on a trip, and I was so thrilled. I made a community post about it, but we travel from New Hampshire down to Georgia to see my family down in Georgia. I have a daughter that moved down there and convinced some other family members to move down there. And so when we go down, it's kind of nice. At least they're kind of clumped together. We can see several of my children at once. But I was able to see my good friend Kelly Tagg, who also has a YouTube channel. She's my online teacher friend. We met because we taught VIP Kid. We also did YouTube and we would collaborate together. We also have read books together. We've done collaborations. And this was at my sister-in-law's house. She lives in Virginia, and Kelly drove to meet me. So it was so exciting. I mean, I can't tell you how amazing it was. And our husbands were there as well, and they got to meet, and they actually got along really well. And we probably could have talked all day long, but I think we had like an hour, hour and a half together. So it was amazing. And thank you, Kelly, so much. Kelly now has an in-person job and she teaches special education. And she also got her master's last year. So she's a very busy lady. And I also teach in person, but she's keeping up with YouTube. I'm keeping up with YouTube. And she does a lot of teacher tips. She has a lot of help for people that want to teach, that also, teach online, in person, as a second job, or even teachers transitioning to another job. She has lots of really good tips on her channel. So check her out. I think she's probably starting school soon. So she usually watches all my videos, but I don't see her here right now. So she's probably doing something related to her school, maybe setting up, maybe it's preschool week. I don't know. But anyway, so these are my props for VIP Kid. And while I was gone, I also made several of the dishcloths. So I need to make a few tutorials on these. These are really fun. This is a new pattern that I learned and made several of these. Of course, these are Christmas colors. I also have this one. And I love these because you can be a little bit creative and you can have fun with the colors. This is a square one. I also this is a star pattern and it turned out is more like a pentagon. And I kept making the pentagons and then I was like, there's something wrong with this pattern. It's supposed to be a star. So I had to go back to the pattern and figure it out. So I think I do have a couple stars in here somewhere. I finally figured it out. I was doing something wrong in the middle. So here's my star. This looks more like a star. So, even though that's the thing I learned about crochet is that, you have to read and reread the pattern. And it's good for me because I need to challenge myself so that when I get into the classroom, I can know what it's like to learn something new. When I get in the classroom, I'm teaching algebra, it's like I could do it in my sleep, but I got to remember what it's like to learn something new. And that's what I've learned about crochet. It helps me to challenge me to keep learning new things. So I've got several of these flower blue ones. And what I do is I am going to sell these at the craft fair. And I'm also going to pick one I like this one, for the Deerfield Fair. I usually make things for the Deerfield Fair and I want to pick really a nice one that looks perfect. So I get a blue ribbon on it, which means I'm going to look in the center, make sure the center is filled in well, make sure that the border is even. And because, they can be picky what I do is I enter a few things into the Deerfield Fair and they do judge you. They don't really judge you compared to everyone else, but they judge you, is this a blue ribbon project? Is this a, mediocre project? And they give you a few dollars. So this one's kind of nice, actually. Maybe I should enter this one. I love the colors on this one. I got this yarn right here at Hobby Lobby. These are all made with 100% cotton yarn, so they can be used as dishcloths. These aren't just doilies, although when I enter into the fair, it's going to be a doily. But when I give them to people or sell them to people, they're actually dishcloths. And you wet it, you wipe your tables off with it, and it's for use. Then you throw it into the laundry and you have, these are dishcloths. These are fun. I like to sell these at the craft fair, and I also like to give these away for teacher gifts. So it's kind of like I'm planning ahead on the teacher gifts as well, hopefully, unless I sell them all. And if I sell them all, I'll quickly make some new ones. So I do have some people that are repeat customers now, which is kind of really awesome. And here's some blue and red ones. I also gave some to my seatmate at the State House. Here's a pretty one that's square. What color are people using for their kitchens these days? This is the Hobby Lobby one with the blue on the outside. I thought that was kind of my own creation. My daughter was making some granny squares, so I went ahead and made a granny square one. And a lot of times people say they like the square ones, but then they really like the flower ones when they come by them. So this one's a really pretty one that I saw online, and I really like the heart. I didn't really like doing the border, although it looks really nice. That was a little tedious, but it looks really nice. I guess that's the key. If it looks hard, then it's probably the one people are going to like. Here's another one. So I think I counted 62. Not all of them were made on my trip, but I would say probably 50 of them were. I thought I didn't have 50, but I don't know, maybe I made like 30 and had 20 at home. I have 62, so that's more than I had last year at this time. So I'm really happy about that. And I have all of these orange and brown, and these are all 100% cotton. Okay, these are not regular yarn. They're not the kind of yarn you just go into the store and you buy it. This is a little more expensive than the acrylic yarn that you can buy. I like this. This is the filled in kind. This is the one that's a little lacy. So they're pretty. I have a friend that ordered a few she puts them under her salt lamps. She has salt lamps that she has in her studio. And so she orders them, puts them under her salt lamps. You can put them under, you use it as a trivet, put your pots and pans on them, whatever. So I'm going to be putting one of those in the Deerfield Fair. I'm probably going to put a blanket in, maybe a hat. And I have this other project that I'm working on. And so I'm actually making a doll, and this is the doll hair. And I don't know why I got it in my head. Well, last year when I went to bring my projects, I saw a lady with a doll, and I thought I could never make that. Then I saw a girl. We had a crochet club last year at our school, and I saw a young girl, one of my students, she made a doll, and she brought it in. She said she watched a YouTube video. So I looked for a YouTube video, didn't find one. And then I decided I wanted to make one of these dolls. So instead of just getting a pattern in a book, I decided that I would, get the pattern and the yarn all at the same place. And so I ordered it. And of course, it's all through, so you can see it. It's through a Chinese company and called Crochet Tree. And you can get all the colors for the project. And then I thought you would get the pattern. Here's all the colors that I have. I thought that I would get a pattern as well, which then the pattern is digital. So even though it's crocheting, you got to know a little bit of technology as well. And so your pattern comes digital, so then you got to download that. And then there are extra things you have to get. So I went to Michael's yesterday and I got some extra things. These are my two arms. You might want to guess what I'm going to make. These are the two arms. This is a foot. And the sizing was different. I thought it was going to be much smaller. So this is one of the feet. And it's also going to have shoes over this. So this has been a challenge. So I decided instead of doing the leg for that, I'm moving to the hair for now. For a little, the hair is a little easier because it's the same thing over and over and over. So I had to get some of this to do the face. This is like embroidery floss. Good thing I know how to do embroidery. So I got to do the face for this. I also have a brown, yeah. So all these colors, which I had some of these colors already. I used to love to do cross stitch. This is the same stuff as the cross stitch, so I know how to do that. It'll be a challenge though, making a nice little, the eyes especially. I had to get some of these beads. These were $5.99. I was supposed to get white and blue, and it looked like these were kind of mixed. So I'm hoping this is going to be good. So have you figured out what I'm going to make yet? You might have figured out what kind of doll I'm going to make by just the colors. I had to get this. This is wire that's going to go in the legs and the feet. Legs and arms. And I had to get some of this stuff. Hopefully this is the right size. This was like $5.99 too. These are sequins. So for extra special. I only wanted 2 colors of blue. Fortunately, there's 2 colors of blue in here. But I wish they'd sell the whole kit with everything in it rather than just sending me the yarn, PDF. You know, the whole idea was I wanted the kit. I wanted the kit with everything in it and not have to go buy extra stuff. I'm thinking them, oh yeah, and then I needed filling and I have a dowel to go in it to hold it up. So it's going to be a little bit complicated, but I think my brain needs this for some reason. It's weird. It's weird. Like I do all kinds of things. I am involved at the library. Tonight we have a library meeting. I read stuff for the State House. I need something that for some reason I need to create something and I need to, I don't know why. It's just it's part of something in me. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows the illness that I have. You can let me know in the chat box. Okay, so yeah, so this morning I taught 3 classes. I have a math tutoring student is postponed for today, and I have a couple of meetings this afternoon. I'm also going to be blocking my blanket, which is something that I made for the fair. I need to dampen it with some water, and then I have to kind of put it onto a frame to dry so that it will be like all one size kind of thing. Okay. So I've got that going. School is not this week. We have boot camp next week. So we have that going. I had to get a car also. I did not make a video about that, but I needed a car because my son Evan, he's going to need rides everywhere, and he's my last kid. It's his senior year this year. And it's actually harder to have your child in school than it is to homeschool in some cases. Like when I first started school, it was easier for all of us to just go to school and do everything there because I had 7 children. and we just did everything there. We did sports, we did schoolwork, we did friends, we did activities. Everything was at the school. And with a lot of kids, it was easier than going in 7 different directions. Now, with only one kid, it's a little more complicated. Like, none of my other kids got a car at this age, and I didn't have a decent car ever. But we're in a different part of life, and new things are coming down the pike for all of us. And we just have to adjust and adapt and be thankful for the new challenges ahead. I guess that's what happens. And yeah, so this will be it. My last year having a kid in school. It's school, like in school. So next year, it'll be so different because I'll be teaching kids, and none of my kids will be there. I won't even have any kids because my son Evan will be 18. So I'll only have adults. But I do have grandchildren. So we were able to go down and see my grandchildren last week. And that was really fun too. This is my granddaughter, Millie. She's so cute. And right after school was out, I went to see my granddaughter. She's out west. And I got to see her right after school was out. And I just, like, the day after school was out, I went straight to go see her. And I'm trying to find a picture. Oh, she's so cute. And I also made her a blanket. I'm trying to find the picture of her with her blanket. So yeah, that was the beginning of the summer, was go see. That was my mission because she was born in May, so right when school was out. She was actually born when we went to South Carolina to see. I don't really like taking so long while I'm on video, but it's seeing my grandkid, right? The baby. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. So that's the little tiny one, and we got to see her in May. Okay, here's me with her. So that was in May, and then so she's the youngest, but Millie she's 8 months, almost 9 months, and she's almost walking. She's crazy. So we got to see Millie and Lincoln, her little brother, her big brother, and then that was in Georgia, and some of my other kids as well. And so we did that just last week. So seeing grandkids, I love the teacher schedule because you have the summers to do something different. And so that's what I like about it. So we had a great time last week, and then we have boot camp for the school next week. Then the seniors, or the high school kids, they go on a trip to kind of like bond. They go on like a fun trip for a few days right before school, and then we start after Labor Day. So I will be teaching math for high school this year. From what I hear, don't have my exact schedule, but in a Christian school, a lot of times you'll teach more than just one subject. So I've been teaching 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th, and I'm not sure what I'll be doing this year. I really kind of like teaching the junior high as well because I can kind of prep them for Algebra 1, but I think they need somebody for the high school classes, so I might do 9th, 10th, like Algebra 1, geometry, consumer math, possibly Algebra 2 if there's any students that want to do that. And so that's going to be my schedule for this year. And so I'm probably going to keep trying to teach online Saturdays, maybe 10 classes a week or something to keep my foot in the door so then I can go ahead and do it later. I'm also working on my tutoring business. So I have one regular tutoring student. I have another one that I'm going to coach them through their classes. And I'm not really looking to book, you know, tons of students or anything, but I would like to kind of, book a few students once I figure out my schedule. And I know that some tutors even do classes. Like, say you have 3 Algebra 1 students, you can put them together in one class and teach the class as a tutoring group. So that's another option that I'm exploring if I find students trying to get that solidified in my mind what I want, what my time availability is, and then see how that works out. My desire is to, I want to have a way for me to make money, but I also want to provide a service for parents because math is a very difficult topic to teach if you're a parent. It's also hard to learn as a child, and it is necessary. And the current situation in our country right now is not so good for the math area. So I would like to be a help, for parents, for teachers, for kids that want to improve in their math skills. So those are my thoughts and goals on that. But I kind of backed off on the website and all the things because I just really want a few students to start with and see how it grows from there and how I adjust in my thinking as to what I can do to help people. So if you know anybody who needs help, you can send them my way and we will talk and see what their needs might be and see how that goes. I really love to teach tutoring using the Zoom platform. So I can use Zoom and I can also share my screen and we can do activities. We can write on the screen, kind of like a chalkboard. I can save um, the writing. What I do is I will go to Canva and we can save the notes and then we can go back to it again. I can figure out what the students need help with and then I can, you know, make activities that go along with that. I can use the book they already have. There's so many options for this type of thing. So that's what we're doing. And I'm really looking forward to getting into the school year coming up. I do want to also announce that tomorrow I am going to be interviewing someone, and my friend Kelly Tag also interviewed this person. Um she makes slides for people that want to teach online. And so I'm going to be interviewing her tomorrow, and I need to just check into her. I'm probably gonna make another post about it, but we're going to talk about it, and her name is, uh okay, sorry about this. Another time that I'm wading through. Florentis Learning. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to that. And Kelly Tag did an interview with her yesterday, or not yesterday, but last week. Florentis Learning. And I went through a lot of her slides and they were really awesome. So she provides, this is her let's see, what is this? This is her YouTube channel. And she provides different types of notes for people that want to teach online. How to use tic-tac-toe. Oh, she also has videos, really good videos on these topics. She only has 32 subscribers. Please go to her page. She looks like, from her expertise, I imagine this is going to really do well. Her slides are really awesome. I looked at them. She has a website where you can go to them. She has like some practice like things. If I was going to teach online, I would probably use her stuff because it's very good. You get a subscription and she has different slides. So if you've taught English online using like say VIP Kid or GoGo Kid, you know the types of slides that they have, and we just get on and we just teach the slides. And if you have to make them yourself, that's going to be a lot of work. So she has a lot of those, and I hope that she does really well. So I'm going to be interviewing her tomorrow at 12:30, and I'll do a post about that. And 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. That will be tomorrow, which is Tuesday, August 12th. And if you're watching this later than Tuesday, August 12th, you can go back and watch it because it will be already over. So I know that a lot of my teacher friends are in school. Hopefully they'll come back to this video and get an update of all the goings on here. And I hope to come back more often on YouTube. I started all the car chats last year, and I thought I was going to do so much during the summer, but I have so many other things going on. I didn't get to it. I also had a really fun video about on my channel. I did a really fun project with a friend of mine, and this one was jelly plate print. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to this video real quick. My friend that lives in my town showed me how to do it. So jelly print paper collage. So if you can go back, watch that video, you might enjoy it. It's a really cool craft, jelly print. And I really had fun doing it. You kind of make all these papers and then you put them together in a collage. I actually have some more papers that I'm going to put into another collage soon, and I'm going to make a video about that. And I really like how it came out. I might enter that one into the fair. I was trying to look at the categories for fair entries. It might be a unique category. Maybe it will spark some interest for some people. So anyway, thanks for watching, and thank you for being my faithful subscriber for watching this video. And please post below. Let me know that you were here, and I hope to see you again soon. I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Have a great day.